going on, everyone? This is a Popcorn Heroes review of a Netflix show called Living with Yourself, featuring Paul Rudd from Ant-Man fame and Clueless.
Yeah.
That is Orlando. You just heard his lovely voice serenading your eardrums. I am Armando, as usual, here hosting stuff.
Okay.
And we're about to review Netflix.
What the podcast in, guys, reviewing? So,
I don't know. What do you want? Would you like? What would you like to do, Orlando? Would you like to do a spoiler review or a spoiler-free review?
I would like to do our regular format. We'll do a synopsis, then we'll jump into a spoiler-free review, and then we'll do a spoiler.
All right, cool. Orlando wants to be a basic bitch.
Yeah.
So, this show is pretty much of Paul Rudd. Ends up finding out that he has
a clone.
And that's it. Pretty much, that's what the show's about, and how his life changes because he has a clone. That's it. That's pretty much the premise of the show.
Yeah.
Orlando, because you want to be a basic bitch. What's your review?
I give it a 3.5. I really liked it. I thought it was good.
So you gave it a Netflix thumbs up instead of a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking rating system.
I liked the differences between the two characters.
Yeah, he acted it pretty well.
He did a really good job of portraying the difference. Like each one was a slob, the other one was like well put together, and you could see that like the minor differences, like supposedly like Paul Rudd, what he did to like emphasize more, like not only the hairstyle was different, but like the way they dressed was different, and also like when Paul Rudd put a loop, he missed like a belt loop when he was the real Paul Rudd, missed the belt loop, and then the clone was all put together and all just spazzy. So that those minor touches kind of lent to that character and lent to like that.
Even the way he talked and acted.
Yeah.
The way he slouched.
Yeah.
He slouched his back.
Slouch. He was more postured up.
More posture. Yeah.
So I just like that. And what I found out during like how they wasn't more spoiler stuff. So yeah, overall good show. Good show.
Yeah, I agree with Orlando. Pretty much, Paul Rudd was great. Everybody was great. All the side characters were great. I definitely recommend all of you to see it. Orlando, do you recommend people to see it?
Oh, for sure. It was a great show.
Nice. I do agree. All right. If you've seen the show, stick around. If you haven't, go watch it and come back because we do recommend you to watch it. It's only been one season. Came out earlier in October. So go check it out. It's on Netflix. You will enjoy it. Orlando, let's get into it. Let's get into the shits.
Yeah. So one of the things of the show that I liked was I was listening to the Hot Ones, the
Paul Rudd one.
The Paul Rudd one. And they were saying how they filmed the show, how it was since he has to play himself like twice against himself. He will record the lines, like do a scene, and then when he has to be the opposite, Miles, that's his character's name, he has an earpiece, so then he'll hear himself what he originally said and the tone he said it, so then he can act off of that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So I thought that was really cool.
Because usually they just have like somebody reading the lines.
Yeah. So instead it was like, let's say he would try to remember where he was at physically, like in position, and then he'll have the dialogue read back to him as himself, so that he can play off of that.
That's pretty cool.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
That's a very cool way to film that. Very interesting. I wanted to one thing because I like reading sports news, and Tom Brady does a cameo in like the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yes.
And the big news of like everyone was talking shit about how he was making fun of his owner Robert Kraft.
Yes, I read about that. That basically Robert Kraft got caught basically going to like a spa for like
happy endings
for sexual happy ending basically. And so Yeah, I didn't get that because obviously I wasn't immersed in the NFL, so I didn't get that joke.
So everyone was saying that he was taking a dig at his owner.
Right, but it wasn't.
It definitely wasn't a dig
I
at
read
owner.
the response and it was more
I think it was a dig at himself of being how the fuck has he won so many Super Bowls and
Right.
still stays young.
And I thought
That's how I took
but
it.
I thought that was obvious because that's how I took
Yeah,
it as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
As a casual viewer of like football, I obviously took it as like, oh, especially when he's like, oh, how many times have you been here? He said
He's
six.
Like, the
Like,
Super Bowl wins.
It's like he has 6 Super Bowl. Even I
Yeah.
know that. So it's
Yeah.
like, I knew it was like, oh, this is how
He keeps winning, yeah.
This is how I keep winning.
So I think it's just people trying to put
Right.
intention
right.
on something that isn't, you know. So I thought that was really stupid of the whole. I don't even know why it was even a quote unquote controversy
Right.
or why it was even brought up. It was just fucking idiotic.
Right, I don't-
And he filmed it even before Robert Kraft got caught.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you guys are idiots. Did you even conflate this
I
shit?
don't think I think it's very weird for someone to think that he will purposely cause like that kind of drama
Yeah.
for the team that he still plays for.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Especially a
stupid.
team that he's been involved with for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just feel like that's
It was just dumb.
people jumping the gun. And
Yeah, for sure. They were just trying to put in, you know, make it seem like something was happening when
Yeah.
it wasn't really.
I like the show a lot in the sense of like, I guess like I took it as like a theme of like appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Miles' character comes from a guy who's like not down on his luck, but kind of just fed up with like.
And I never really understood why, because he was the other type of Miles. Something happened that
Right, and I guess they don't really explain it, but I think what it is kind of like life starts becoming mundane, and I think that's what happened to him in that sense. I think life became such a routine and such a day-to-day thing that he just got worn out of the day-to-day. And Clone Miles comes at it with a fresh perspective and of like, wow,
everything's new to me.
everything's new, and I am so appreciative to just be alive and to have these experiences and to have like this love and to it kind of like you don't know what you have until like now it's gone, but until like someone can tell you like, wow, what you have is really good. It's kind of like you looking from the outside and you see people and you're like, wow, you must be really happy, and then they're like, no, but like how? Like they have such a button up like life, because Mao had a pretty good life.
Yeah, he did.
While even though
They had success.
he wasn't truly that successful, but his wife was very successful.
No, but he had success.
He had success
Because they were saying that it's been a long time since he was been submitted into the agency
Right.
trophy.
He had- but
so he had success.
he had.
The only thing is that
He lost it.
He just fucking didn't stop caring about it.
Exactly, yeah.
And then he just went down. You know.
Yeah.
So you never understood what made that switch in him. Like,
Yeah.
why did he go down? Why is he fucking hate life so much?
Right.
Because you can't really pinpoint it to anything. Is it because they weren't getting pregnant and he's just like, fuck it, I'm tired of this, or what else happened in his life that he's just like, I just don't want to live anymore. Like, I'm just tired of all this. And
Since they don't really explain it, I just think it's just like when you're in it, you kind of like, and like my opinion, I think you just forget how lucky you are in terms of like what you have. So you just take it for granted.
yeah,
I think in terms of like their relationship, in terms of his wife, I can see that going sour. I can see why that went sour in terms of like, well, she's making more money now, and maybe like he feels some type of way. She wants to get pregnant, and I'm afraid that I'm the reason why she's not getting pregnant. Like he had this fear.
Yeah,
like,
he did, 'cause
I'm letting you down.
because he
like,
kept pushing the
right.
reporters back.
And he didn't want to confirm that it was his
So,
his fault.
do you think it was him who got her pregnant or the clone? Because it was too soon.
I think it's the clone.
You think it's
I
the
think
clone?
it's the clone. Even
I don't
though,
think it is.
Even though I feel like there was never a problem, then it's just like why you and not like why now? You know,
I don't think it was the clone.
it was never if it was never an issue, then why is it happening now? And the thing is, I feel like so the clone has his appendix still. Mao doesn't have his appendix, so
And he has better eyesight and all that
a
bullshit.
better
Yeah.
eyesight. So I think like the clone doesn't suffer from wear and tear. So
I don't think it is any of that.
yeah, I mean, this is this is how I just see it.
Yeah.
Since the clone's basically like a brand new machine, even though there's nothing wrong
So-
with Mouse's sperm, the clone's sperm is able to.
I don't think it has anything to do. I think it's all mental. Okay, all right, let's put it like this, right? So the clone Miles' clone. The clone had sex, right?
Right.
With her, maybe a few days before she tells real Miles that she's pregnant. You can't fucking get pregnant within 2 to 3 days. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying?
You can, but you just don't
But
know.
you don't.
Right,
you don't
right.
know. But how the fuck is she gonna know that? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really know that until you're there. You know what I'm saying? So when he had sex with his wife last time was a few weeks before that event,
Right,
and I think it was that event where she got pregnant.
right.
I don't think it was.
Right,
the
so
clone at all.
timeline.
Timeline
it
just
doesn't make sense.
It
Right,
doesn't make
timeline
sense.
doesn't.
Because it's just because essentially they went away, and it's only been like what 2 days, a week, or something like that. So it's kind of like I don't think it's. I absolutely know it's not the clone.
It's like a week or so because what happened was that,
definitely a week.
right. What happens was like when they go away, he's gone. Clone Miles is gone, and regular Miles is looking for him.
Yeah.
And so he's gone for several days.
But the thing is that Clone Mouse sees him. Remember that scene when when he's getting to the car?
Right.
Clone Mouse is there too, and he gets kidnapped.
Right. But I'm
So
just
that's
saying,
maybe 1 or 2 days.
right. But I'm saying like the days do pass by. So I would say like a week or so goes by, and then
At most a week.
she drops the news that hey, I am pregnant.
Yeah, after the week, like on that week.
Right. And we're assuming either a week or so. I'm gonna say that a week or so.
I wouldn't say a so though. I'm pretty sure it's a week because the thing is that like she was gone for a few days on that business trip, and he knew that she was gonna be gone for those few days on a business trip. She was gonna be gone for the weekend, so I don't think at most it was a week. It definitely wasn't more than a week.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I do think it was actually real Mouse's kid, not fake Mouse's kid, not clone Mouse. So that's where I'm coming from. That. But I do find it pretty cool that they embraced each other at that moment. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna have a kid, you know. And like,
Right.
I think I feel like they don't care who it is, but the fact that it's happening is pretty cool, and it's gonna be very interesting how they take season 2 coming from that.
Right. Because there's no way, even if we could figure out who it was, there is no way to prove it
Yeah, you can't prove it.
because they have the same DNA.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like there is literally no way to prove it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Season 2 is gonna be very interesting because while yes, I think at the end of the day, the show has to end with Clone Miles taking a back seat and like go and live his life.
Yeah.
Like leave because at the end of the day, like you are sadly in a freak accident, and while that could be your child, like it's not your life. Like none of it's your life.
Yeah.
So
You gotta figure it out.
you gotta go. Eventually you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see that working, especially because Clone Miles is so. He wants Miles' life really badly.
Yeah, he does.
So I don't see him ever coming to terms with like, this is not my life. Unless he gets away. See, I
Yeah.
think he has to get away from that. So the way I could think like maybe the show ending or the series ending is like, okay, like that's your kid or that's our kid or whatever. But Clone Miles, they just say, hey, this is your uncle. That you could be the uncle,
Yeah.
but you need to go and make your life and have your family and whatever, because
Yeah.
that's what you want. So I think that's what he has to do as a character.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
But yeah,
agree.
but I don't know. I do, like I said, I do like the differences. I just like the theme of like appreciation and just like
It's all about perspective too.
Yeah.
Like how you see things and how you
right,
view it.
exactly. because it's like we all go through things, and we all paint our own like picture of like our past experiences. So while regular Miles saw his relationship as like a not a dead end, but like a very tough situation of like I left my wife down and she makes more money than me, and I'm not the same person I used to be, and I'm this failure to her. That's how it seemed. Clone Miles took it at like, wow, we've been through so much together, the good and bad. I'm going to remember mostly the good parts. I'm going to cherish all of the times we've had together and love every moment that we laughed. He was seeing it more like half full than half empty.
Yeah.
And while he remembers the bad times, he chose, for the most part, to remember the good times.
Yeah.
And so you see the wife have that, like, you are better, but it's because you choose to not like realize that we've been through some shit together. Like me and Miles been through some shit.
Yeah.
And while yes, it's all good, like we had great moments, it's the tough times that we stay together. The reason why I'm with him and not you, because you're like rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
He's shitty, but his shittiness is the reason why we're still together, because I'm willing to put up with that because I know the good parts, because I see it within you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's a good way to see the whole dynamic of the show.
Yeah. And I feel like for the wife, I feel like Clone Miles represents like the happiness that they once had. So it's like
they could have still.
And they could have. Yeah. So it's like I love that, because it's like it's a visual reminder of like yes, like things could be tough, but you can also try to go back to how
things were.
Things were.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well put, man. I can't add anything more to that.
Okay.
Good job, Orlando. You're
tried.
so good, man. Yeah, ladies and gents, you should definitely go watch the show. It's only 8 episodes, I think it is.
8 episodes, very short,
half hour each.
The show probably takes place in a span of a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it is. At most 2 months, if anything.
Right.
I mean, quote unquote, in the showtime.
In Showtime.
Yeah.
So very good show.
It's a very good show. You should definitely go watch it. Hope you enjoyed this review of Living With Yourself, a Netflix show. Hope you enjoyed listening to us break it down for you. I mean, not break it down, but talking about perspectives, our perspectives.
Okay.
Till next time.
Bye, guys.